Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James Brink, and we are one. So today I want to talk about the Steam Deck's production ramping up. Yes, you heard that right, and it looks even better than I originally thought. I thought we were just getting, into Q3 and they were already planning for production to ramp up, but I think there might be more to it. And let's talk about some of the reasons why I think we're going to be seeing even faster fulfillment in today's video. So make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar to not miss out on any more of my videos, and let's get into it. So, field trip time. This is from The Verge. It's not my favorite publication, but you know what? I find the news and read it, and I think this was good enough. So, Valve is doubling Steam Deck shipments, so you might get yours faster. And when I originally read the tweet down here, hello, some great news on the production front. We just sent the last batch of Q2 emails, and we'll start sending Q3 reservation emails on the 30th. Production has picked up, and after today, we'll be shipping more than double the number of Steam Decks every week. What that kind of just means is that initially Q3, they were planning for production to ramp up. Q1, Q2, they're going to continually ramp up their production in accordance to what they were planning on releasing with the reservations. So they put people in Q3. They had it allotted that, hey, it's going to ramp up there and probably not ramp up too quick in the first quarter because they want to make sure that there's no major issues when mass produced. It's very different when you start getting that mass production going where some science can start to leak out and you'll have a higher failure rate than like the 3, 4, maybe 5%. That 5% is even crazy these days, but it still can happen with mass production. But the good news is it really does sound like they're doubling the production. It's not even so. If you were, if you were going to get your deck in August, there's a good chance you could now get it in July. If it's, that's a good sign. Now, I don't know, maybe they have the allotted amount was more like, let's say they planned on not doubling, but just going up by 0.5%, going up by 50%. It all depends. And I don't know what their numbers were, what their predictions were, what their allotment and order were, but 2 times is indicating that, hey, you're going to get your deck faster. And heck, even some people that reserved it, I don't know about this year if you're going to get it this year. So let's say if you reserved your deck this year, I can't say that you're going to get it this year, but some of the people that reserved it towards the end of last year, maybe you're going to get it. Like if you're in after Q3, there's a good chance that you might be able to get it this year. This is good news. It's very good news. Once again, though, I'm going to wait until the end of Q3 now to figure out if they're, how honest it is. So at the end of Q3, if by, let's say, midway through Q3, after Q3 people start getting served their decks, even if it's the last month, let's say, then I'll say, yeah, this is true, 100%. If we don't see any after Q3s getting delivered in the Q3 timeframe, then this is just indicating that they kind of misrepresented the news to us. So hopefully I'm not missing what they're kind of saying here, but that's what The Verge thinks. That's what I'm kind of thinking the more I've read into it. And also, I think the number one thing too, when they changed the SSD, the M.2 drive, that is, when they half the bandwidth on that M.2 drive, that could have been just also them making it easier to get additional supply. So I don't know where their supply is being blocked. It could be on the APUs. It could be blocked on a bunch of different areas. But that could be one of the reasons why they did that. Is I'm sure they're trying to do whatever they can to ramp up production. And I don't know. I'd have to look into it. I guess I'm just being lazy. But to see really kind of what a part of the deck is bottlenecking the whole production process. Because we've had a lot of shortages over the past few years, whether it be artificial or non. There could be some type of blockage from that side. And it could be the M.2 drive. It's most likely the APU production not being able to pick up fast enough, but it could be just the whole thing. It'd be interesting, and maybe we'll learn more as we get going along. All I know is that, hey, be happy that you're in Q3 and that we're finally here and they're on track. Everything's looking good. So you guys are going to, in Q3, should be getting your decks sooner than later, much sooner than later for a lot. And also, happy birthday to after Q4, especially ones that are at the beginning of that queue. So if you reserved last year, you're probably more at the beginning of that queue. So happy birthday. You guys are probably going to be getting Steam Deck sooner than later. And it definitely sounds like they're going to try to get through that reservation list. Hey, with any hope, they'll get through the reservation list by the end of the year. Who knows? They could still keep on ramping up production. I mean, the Switch did they produced a ton of Switches within the first year. Nintendo did, and so Valve could do the same thing. We'll see. We still have time to see that will tell, and also decks to be sold. So we'll see if they get through that reservation list this year. Maybe the Steam Deck 2 will come out in a year or two. That would be nice, but once again, we'll see. We also have the Ioneo Next 2 that's coming out next year, maybe, is what my assumption is. And that's looking pretty interesting too. So we're definitely, we have the Loki also. We have a plethora of options. So even if you don't get a Steam Deck by the end of this year, you could have another choice if you want. So with that, that's the end of this news item. Let me know in the comments below. Are you excited that they're finally ramping up even more on the production and that there's a better chance you're going to be getting your Steam Deck sooner? I want to know. Or are you pretty pessimistic? Do you think, hey, this is all planned? This isn't really meaning that I'm going to get it any sooner? I'm kind of curious. I'm usually pessimistic on a lot of things. This one's making me more optimistic because I couldn't see why they couldn't work with their third party to ramp up production and find additional facilities to produce their product. If it's in that much demand, if they know they can sell that much, then they're going to make that much more money, technically, depending on how much they make off the deck. With that being said, that's it. That's the end of this. And you've already let me know in the comments below, and look in the description too. There's some fun little links down there, and I'm going to be doing some fun little stuff in July, so keep an eye out for that. Also, check out my other videos, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Later!